So in this video, I'm going to give you the exact steps on how to build a $10,000 per month coaching business this year. These are the exact same steps and strategies that I use to build my own business that now makes more than $10,000 per month, but also the exact same strategy that I use to build my clients' business when I'm building their own marketing strategy for them. Now, I'm not going to be holding anything back. My goal here is to really give you the step-by-step process so that you know exactly what it takes to build a 10K per month business. And if you decide to then outsource or hire someone, at the very least, you know what the strategy should look like, so you know exactly which parts of the strategy you need someone to help you with. Now, the strategy itself is divided into 3 main phases, and I'll break every single phase for you so you know exactly how to implement it yourself and finally get to those 10K per month consistently and also predictably. Having a good coaching business is not just about providing and giving great coaching. The problem really often lies on how the business is structured. If you're not consistently hitting the income goal that you want to hit, it means that you have no structure. You don't have a system in place. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about here. Now, for you to understand how the structure works, I need to talk about the 3 main mistakes that are keeping you from having that structure. So let me get into these. So here's number 1. Many coaches still trade time for money, which really baffles me, because if you just reverse engineer that, if you just take $10,000 per month, that's what I want to do, and then you reverse engineer that and start calculating how many hours you have to do every single day, every single week, and every single month to get to those 10K, you'll see that very easily you're going to burn yourself out in the process. That is not at all scalable. If you really want to get to those 10K per month, you need to be selling not based on your time, but based on an outcome. People buy services because they want to get to a desired outcome. So your pricing should be on your outcome, not on your time. Now, mistake number 2 is having a business that is 100% reliant on referrals. That is simply not sustainable. Now, referrals are good, don't get me wrong. I mean, when I see that a business is sustained by referrals, that is a massive green flag, because that tells me that you're so good at what you do that other people, your clients, are raving about your services and people are buying. But referrals are massively unpredictable. You never know when the next one is going to come from. You might have 3 referrals this month, but then nothing for the next 3 months. Mistake number 3 is that you're posting on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, everywhere, but you hear crickets. No leads, no clients. You're just kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks, right? I call this the post and pray. So you're posting and you're praying that something happens. There's no strategy, there's no messaging around it, there's no real congruent outcome that you're looking for apart from, I hope I get a client from this, right? So having a strategy really allows to have a congruent message. Now when you show up online, you're not just showing up for the sake of showing up, you're doing intentionally. So as you can see, not having a structure just leads to inconsistent income, overwhelm, stress, and sometimes even you questioning whether you really cut out for this whole coaching thing. And I don't want you to think like that, because I've come across 2 amazing coaches that provide amazing transformation. But you just need to understand how the strategy works. Then you can develop messages that really resonate with people and attract them to your world. Okay, so enough about that. Now let me give you exactly the strategy that I use in my own business to build 10K per month, and also that I use in my client's business, so they know exactly the steps they need to go through. As I mentioned before, there are 3 phases. Phase number 1, define. Phase number 2, attract and nurture. Phase number 3, scale. Now, inside of every single phase, there's 3 steps. Let me break it down for you so we know exactly what comes under every single one of those phases. So phase number 1 and step number 1, we need to define your niche. Know who you're targeting. You have to get specific. What type of coaching do you offer? Who do you help the most? Is it entrepreneurs? Is it busy mothers? Is it fitness enthusiasts? Is it corporate women? Who are we talking to? The clearer you are on who you serve, the easier is to attract the right people. Instead of trying to help everybody, focus on being expert for one group of people. Now, the other part of the niche is the what. What are you helping them achieve? Be specific. Don't just say something like, I'll help you be a better version of yourself. What does that mean? That means nothing to nobody. Make sure that you're not speaking your language. Make sure they're speaking their language and that they understand. For example, I had a coach once that when he was talking to me, he goes, well, I help women find their inner warrior. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. How many women are waking up every day thinking, ooh, I hope I find my inner warrior today, right? That's his language. That's not their language. So when you define your niche, make sure that you know exactly who you're talking to, but most importantly, what are you going to help them achieve? Don't be broad. Don't use your own language. Be specific. Now, step 2 inside of phase 1, define your message. Now, once you know who you're talking to and what you're helping them achieve, now craft a message that speaks directly to their pain points. Now, what keeps them up at night? What's that one problem they are desperately to solve? What your message needs to clearly show them that you are the person who can help them get to where they want to be or to go. So you want to make sure that you craft those messages that can really, it should be this one sentence. I help target audience to the goal or to remove the pain point, whatever that pain point is. It needs to be so clear that they really understand that you are the person. We need to be specific. Now, step 3 inside of phase 1 is media. Now that you know exactly who you're talking to and what you're going to help them achieve or overcome, next you need to know where they hang out. Is it Facebook groups? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Instagram? Meet people where they are. You don't have to be everywhere. You just need to be in places where your ideal client already spends their time. I see so many people really struggling because they feel like they have to be on Instagram, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and they're just burning themselves out trying to create all this content for all these different platforms. And I understand why you do that, because the gurus tell you to do so. But they have teams. They have a team of people that work on making sure that they are everywhere. It's just one of you. So instead of just trying to be everywhere, be where your target audience is. So that's why defining first your niche allows you to then narrow down into one social media platform they can focus on. And just to give you an example on this, I have a client, her name is Alex, and she specifically helps women who are lawyers who want to become partners in a law firm, right? And she helps them with not burning out and having more work-life harmony. And because we know this, what social media platform makes sense for her to spend more of her time? LinkedIn. It's easier to find the lawyers on LinkedIn. It doesn't mean that they're not on Instagram. It doesn't mean that they don't use TikTok. It's just easier to target them on LinkedIn. Make sure that you know that phase 1 is niche, message, and media. Define those 3 things before we can go over to phase 2. Now, phase 2, finally, attract and nurture. Now, step 1 inside phase 2 is you need to create your lead capturing system. You've grabbed their attention. You created content that speaks to them. Now, what's next? You need a way to capture their information. This could be a free guide, it could be a webinar or a cheat sheet, something that they need to put in their information, their name, email, and phone number, so that they are able to contact them later on. And this is something that is valuable. This is how you build your email list, which is gold in marketing. The big mistake that a lot of coaches make, and maybe you're doing this, you focus so much on trying to increase your following and increase your subscribers, and that's all good and dandy. But the thing is that you don't control the algorithm. Whenever you have, let's say, 10,000, even 1,000 followers on Instagram, when you post something, Instagram decides who they will share that with. When you have a list, now the list is yours. When you send an email, that email will land on everybody's inboxes. Right? Whether they open or not, then there's optimizations, you need to know how to name your subject line and things like that. Just like this, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they can cancel your account for whatever reason. They own the platform, it's theirs. So you want to make sure that you build your email list, and you do that by a lead magnet, by a freebie. I created a really thorough video on how to create an engaging and effective freebie. I'm going to leave it here, even in the description below. I really encourage you to watch that video because I give you the whole plethora of different freebies that you can create, different modalities, and how to make sure that we name them in a way that gets people to raise their hand and say, "Ooh, tell me more." Okay, so step 2 inside of phase 2, lead nurturing system. So after capturing their information, you need to now nurture them. Send them emails that provide value so they can stay top of mind. Show them the results you can deliver. Build trust so that over time, when they need it, when they feel like they're ready to hire someone to have someone to guide them through a process, you're the one that comes top of mind. Make sure that you continue to provide value. And you can do this in a way by sharing your client success stories, sharing debunking limited beliefs, sharing mistakes that they're currently doing that are holding them back from the goal that they want to achieve. And also share how-to things, how to get to a specific goal, a micro goal that they want to achieve, but they have no idea how to do it themselves. But whatever you do, don't just collect people's emails and do nothing with it. Make sure they continue to nurture them, not in a pastoring way, because I've been on the receiving end of that. And there's people that you sign up for their email list and they bombard you with things every single day. And you're like, oh my God, unsubscribe, cancel, take me off this list. No, I mean, you want to do it in a way that is very moderate, right? You do it once a week, once every 2 weeks. I have a client that does it once a month. But then the thing is that when they do it, there's a strategy behind it. You say something, you send an email when you have something useful to say that you know is going to be valuable for them. So if you send once per week, they'll look forward to that email. They go, okay, because every single email is a bomb, it's amazing. and I cannot wait to read it because they put their thoughts and they really put the time to create something that is going to be easy for me to consume, and I have time to consume it. So make sure that you continue to nurture that email list as well. So the final step 3 inside of phase 2, sales conversion strategy. So finally, you need a way to convert those nurturing leads into paying clients. I mean, that's the whole goal, right? And this is where your sales strategy really comes in. Maybe it's a free discovery call where you can help them, or we can show them exactly the process that you use and they can make a decision to buy and sign up for your services. Or maybe it's a webinar where you showcase your expertise and you offer the next step inside of your presentation. The key here is to have a clear, smooth process that guides them from interested leads to committed clients. Now, let me know if you want me to create a video on how to conduct those discovery calls to bring in those conversions. Let me know in the comments, and if I have enough people saying yes, I'm more than happy to create a video to show you exactly how you should conduct discovery calls so that people convert at a higher rate. So now phase number 3, scale. And step 1 inside of scale is deliver a world-class experience. Now that you've closed the sale, that is just the beginning. Now the fun starts. It's time to blow them away. Deliver a world-class experience and make your clients say, wow, this is the best decision I've ever made in my life. When you provide amazing results, your clients will become your biggest advocates. They'll become your mini sales agents out there. They start talking about how amazing results they're having, how amazing their coach is, and get other people that are not even thinking about coaching start wondering like, oh, maybe I should do that too? And let me give you just here a caveat, because this is an interesting story as well. I have a good friend of mine, she plays golf, and she got a private coach before she started going to the field by herself. Every time we met for lunch or for coffee, she kept talking about how amazing the coach is, how she's becoming better at her swing. And let me tell you, I never in my life thought about playing golf. But just because of the way that she was talking about golfing and how amazing the classes were and how she was becoming better, it came to a point that I'm like, hey, can you pass me the phone number, contact of this coach? Because now I want to do golfing as well. Sounds like a cool idea, right? So you'd be amazed how much by you just being really good at what you do, but not only being good at what you do, provide a really world-class experience. You will have this mini agents to just talk about your business to everybody. Now, step number 2 inside of phase 3, increase the customer's lifetime value. So here, step number 2 inside of phase 3, increase your customer's lifetime value. So don't stop at the initial sale. How can you continue to add value? How can you offer a higher level program or even a membership or ongoing support? The longer the clients stay with you, the more value you can provide and the more revenue will grow in your business. Sometimes when you have a 12-week program and you work with people for those 12 weeks, then can you have a membership? Can you maybe offer a retreat? Can you then maybe offer more support, maybe less frequency? So think about those things. How can you increase the lifetime value of your clients so that they continue to work with you for months and years to come? And finally, step number 3 inside of phase 3, stimulate referrals. Finally, leverage your happy clients to bring even more leads and more clients. And simply ask for referrals. Make it easy for them to share your services with others. You can easily also create a referral system where referrals become a key part of your lead generation. Just think about this. How amazing would it be that if you knew that for every 3 clients, one of those clients would bring another one? That would just be this flywheel effect that you have. Every client brings a new client, every client brings a new client. That's just grow your business to the fact that you'll be like, oh my God, I'm fully booked, or I need to come up with a different service because I cannot fulfill all this demand that's coming my way. Now, unfortunately, according to the ICF, 82% of coaching businesses fail in the first 2 years. Yes, 82, that's really astronomical high number. Now, if you want to know exactly what are the 3 main mistakes that those businesses are doing that are making them fail, then watch this video here, because I broke it down to the 3 reasons why 82% of coaching businesses fail in the first 2 years, and make sure that you watch that so you know exactly what not to do. I'll see you there. Bye.